Welcome back for part 2 of integrating your soul fractals to create oneness within and parallel realities. So this is where I'm going to guide you through the process of gathering up the soul lessons that will allow you to release the trauma and pain in all of your parallel timelines simultaneously, so that you can then reintegrate those soul fractals along with the positive emotions, skills, and abilities and create oneness within. So this is based on a process that I call flying the timeline. It's a way of being very dissociated from the negative emotion in a suspended state to allow your unconscious mind or your soul to gather the learnings and the lessons from a higher perspective, like a divine perspective, and gather up all those learnings for your soul evolution. And then releasing any negative emotions, because remember, like the story with the boy whose cat got hit by a car, the negative emotion is a default protective mechanism that keeps us stuck. When we're stuck, we can't learn the lesson, and when we can't learn the lesson, those soul fractals can't reintegrate, and so then we feel that separation, that loneliness. So I'm going to guide you through sort of a test flight, and then we'll come back and do the process over once again, so that you can achieve this wonderful soul integration, soul fractal reintegration. So I'm just going to guide you to relax a little bit. You'll be imagining floating above where you're sitting now, just visualizing the timeline of your life. I say you can think of this like a railroad track where each railroad tie is a separate event or memory from your life. And you can float back in time and forward in time, and just kind of orient yourself to this timeline. And then when we do the healing process, you'll actually be floating above and seeing all of your timelines simultaneously. So just go ahead and take a deep breath. Close your eyes down and bring your awareness to your breathing. And just take some really deep cleansing breaths, focusing on the air going in and out of your lungs. And at the same time, you can focus on the air going in and out of your nose. And just imagine yourself surrounded by a relaxing, peaceful color of light, all around you, protecting you, soothing you, comforting you. And you can breathe in that light, and it relaxes your lungs. As it moves through your body, it relaxes every part of you. And as you're focusing on your breathing and the color, I'm going to count backwards from 5 down to 1. You can simply allow every number to take you deeper into your internal awareness, going deeper within. 5 going down to 4. As you continue to relax deeper with every breath. 4 going down to 3, deeper and deeper within. 3 going down to 2, the deeper you go, the better you feel. 2 going down to 1, the better you feel, the deeper you go. And just imagine floating right up out of your body, up, up, up above the house where you are now. You can see down through the roof and the ceiling, wherever you're sitting or lying. And float right up into the sky until you can imagine that timeline below you, like that railroad track. And it stretches into the past and it stretches into the future. And you can float back through time, along your timeline, back 5 years. Seeing all of those events, those railroad ties down below you, float back 10 years, 15 years. And from that point in time, 15 years ago, turning and facing the future, and where you're sitting or lying now is 15 years in the future from this perspective. And floating forward once again, 5, 10, 15 years above where you are now. And then floating into the future, 6 months, a year, 5 years. And from that point in the future, turning and looking towards the past, and where you're sitting or lying now is 5 years in the past from that perspective. And coming back through time, above your body and back down into it. And we're going to be floating up above your timeline, allowing your soul and unconscious mind to connect to divine wisdom, universal intelligence. You can float all the way back in time to the point before you were even conceived. You were still part of God, part of the oneness. Peace, love, perfection. And you can gather those learnings, knowing that everything does happen for your soul's evolution. And floating right up now above where you are, back above your timeline, seeing all those events, those railroad ties, floating all the way back through time, before you were ever conceived. Connected to source, light, love, beauty, and wisdom. Part of the oneness, feeling whole and complete. And seeing all those timelines flowing out before you. On all those nexus points where your timelines diverged into multiple paths, parallel realities, different aspects of your soul traveling different timelines simultaneously, having different experiences, learning different lessons, so that you can gather up all of those awarenesses, learnings, and experiences for your soul's evolution, wisdom. And seeing those traumas, or perhaps your soul got stuck in time, holding on to those negative emotions as a form of default protection, because it simply wasn't able to gather those learnings and see it from that divine higher perspective. But now you can. Just allow your unconscious mind, your soul. You do not need to do this consciously. Your soul knows exactly what to do and how to do this. Connected to divine wisdom and universal intelligence, allow your subconscious and soul to gather all of those learnings. The learnings of which will allow you to release these no longer necessary emotions of fear, trauma, pain, despair, betrayal, hurt, abandonment. As you gather all of those learnings, understanding that everything happens for your soul's evolution, you can simply release all of the negative emotions. They are no longer necessary. And you can keep these learnings in your heart to guide you in the future, to protect you, and keep you safe. And as you feel all of that pain, sadness, just dissolving and disappearing, dissipating into the ether, and all of that knowledge and wisdom coming into your soul's awareness, integrating into you, giving you understanding, wisdom. And then allowing all of those positive timelines to come into greater view now, as if they're being highlighted, all of those positive timelines where you have successes and happiness and joy and love. And gathering up all of those experiences, and bringing all of that joy and happiness and love and peace and connection and beauty into your heart, into your soul's experience. Along with all of those wonderful emotions come the skills, the abilities, the successes. And integrating all of those positive emotions into your heart, into your awareness, into your experience. Because these are your experiences, and you deserve to keep them. And then all of those soul fractals, completely free of all the trauma and pain, completely free, wiser, with understanding and wisdom. Bringing all of those soul lessons and experiences, reintegrating all of those soul fractals, those aspects of your soul, back in through your heart chakra. Giving them time to flow into you as they do being healed of entity attachments, thought forms, psychic ties and bonds, soul contracts, everything being healed and cleared away as these soul fractals are reintegrated back into the oneness of you. And feeling that reunion, that connection, that sense of wholeness and completeness. As all the loneliness and emptiness simply disappears. And just taking the time to really experience this oneness within. And knowing that you can repeat this process as often as you like to reintegrate more aspects of your soul, to gather more learnings, to let go of any and all negative traumas and pain, negative emotions, and gathering up the joy, the happiness, the skills and abilities, the full potential of who you are. And integrating all of that into the oneness of you. When you're ready, you can simply bring all of this back with you down into your body. Giving yourself time to enjoy this experience. And when it feels complete for the present moment, taking all the time you like. And only when you're ready, you can come back into your body and open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed this experience. Feel free to repeat it as often as you like, creating more and more oneness within. Namaste.